All right, God and Trump in the Rose Garden, and that is the subject of the riff. Now, stock markets are cheering. Bears are running for cover. We've just completed the best 9 days in the entire history of the S&P 500 index, which is now up 10% during that period. In fact, the S&P is now higher than it was on the April 2nd Liberation Day. The market is cheering the likelihood of significant trade deals. The market is cheering the GDP report this week, where the underlying growth was really plus 3%. The market is cheering today's jobs report, which beat all expectations and shows that private payrolls are rising while government payrolls are falling. The market is cheering zero inflation for the month of March. To quote President Trump on that with Truth Social, the market is cheering $1.98 wholesale gasoline, groceries down, energy down, mortgage rates down, employment strong. And yes, he's also right. The Fed should be cutting their Fed funds policy rate. And I think stock markets are sniffing that one out too. But there's more. The market knows that one big, beautiful bill will get through the House and Senate, including new personal tax cuts with tax-free tips, overtime, and Social Security benefits. The market likes a return to 100% immediate expensing for machinery and equipment, retroactive to Jan 20th, 2025. By the way, that'll boost profits of the mother's milk of stocks and the backbone of real wage increases for middle-class workers. The market loves the 15% made in America corporate tax rate, also good for profits, which are the lifeblood of the entire economy. The market also likes factory investment that will similarly be eligible for 100% bonus depreciation in year one, retroactive to January 20. It's a fabulous policy to hire blue-collar workers and generate big pay increases to cover the kitchen table and beyond. The market likes Trump's tough budget put out today, which would cut $163 billion out of non-defense discretionary spending. That could move the spending baseline in inflation-adjusted terms all the way back to the year 2000. And if you weren't convinced of my bullish market optimism, consider this: Mr. Trump's proclamation of a national day of prayer. Donald Trump is putting God and a religious revival back into American life. In this proclamation, he talked about the grace of Almighty God. He thanked God for his endless blessings and said, and let me quote, "My administration is fighting to defend America's long-standing legacy of prayer, faith, and trust in God," end quote. As the late, great William F. Buckley Jr. wrote in the early 1950s in his best-selling book, God and Man at Yale, you can't have a truly strong and healthy nation without faith in God. When I received the William F. Buckley Political Award at the Reagan Library a couple years ago, I echoed Bill Buckley's thinking about the importance of our Judeo-Christian traditions and the importance of faith. National Review reported it as God and Man at the Reagan Library. What Donald Trump did yesterday was God and Man in the White House Rose Garden. Or perhaps we should simply say God and Trump in the Rose Garden, and then thank the president for it. And that's the riff.